behind the camera, but I wanted to bring us in front of the camera because things are happening, big things, and I want to make sure that we're giving our flowers out before it's too late. Could you say a little bit about, who you are, what you are, and what that means for GATE?
Yeah, I'm Sheila Tillert. I'm the Executive Director of Greenbelt Access Television until February 20th. And so being Executive Director means overseeing the operations a bit with some help from the board, of course. A lot of that has included outreach, making sure, we're really getting to know members of the community, getting a lot of partnerships, keeping our current programming running smoothly, obviously overhead, accounts payable and receivable, all of that good stuff, payroll. And I don't know if I can think of anything else.
Well, there's the lighting, the microphones, the camera works. There's very little with regards to what GATE has done that you haven't touched, or at least made sure it's going smoothly.
That's a very good point. It's so funny. When I first accepted this job, I remember thinking, video job. Okay, I'm going to work in video, and that's going to be most of it, right? And so it's funny that now, 3 years later, I'm not even thinking about the video part, which is super important. I mean, it is what we are, largely as people know us by. So definitely a lot of video production, and I was really glad to have been able to get my hands on that some more. Also, our volunteers put in a lot of work. I'm very grateful for them. And yeah, just the city for putting on such amazing events that have been so fun to shoot.
I also really appreciate the educational stuff that GATE has done. As a prior member, I learned a whole lot about camera work, lighting, operating microphones, and that's what makes me able to be a volunteer. And I really appreciate, getting to have that hands-on experience that I wouldn't have if it wasn't for GATE and if it wasn't for you. So I really appreciate that.
Wow. You were a great student.
What were some of your favorite things to do? A lot of projects, so you have to look through the Rolodex a little bit.
I know. I was thinking about this earlier. I was reflecting some, and there is a part of me that wants to give the unsatisfying answer of, God, how could I pick? They're like my children, every project I've worked on. But there are some that stand out. I've really loved all of the projects we've made with, the creative kids campers, all of the youths. Those have always been so fun. Working with the cinema, the monthly What's New at Greenbelt Cinema, those were always really fun. Shooting musicals and the performances, be it from Creative Kids Camp musicals, the Greenbelt Community Orchestra, Greenbelt Concert Band, Relic. And yeah, just those general community gatherings. The Ingrid and Ola Haas benefit concert was really, really moving and really gorgeous. And I think all Greenbelt residents in that, so that was especially beautiful to see people just kind of come and, be it like a ukulele and guitar duo or operatic singing over a piano. It was just really lovely, and I feel really grateful. I always had a fun story to tell my friends and my boyfriend when I came home.
I also want to ask what challenges you had and what challenges you see over the horizon, because again, every part of this institution you had your hands on at some point.
That's a really great question, and I'm glad that you asked that. So something that I wasn't anticipating when I first started was the realization that we as a public access station are dependent on, or have been dependent on, PEG funds. PEG means, it's an acronym that stands for Public, Educational, and Governmental. And so this is a monthly, your subscription fees to cable will, go towards Comcast, Verizon, whoever your cable provider is, and a small portion of those fees will go back towards the public access stations that utilize those channels. So we, as well as the city, will receive some funding from Verizon and Comcast, which come from those fees. It's funding that's been going down pretty consistently, definitely since 2020. I realized we were becoming in a bit of a bind in between these quarterly PEG checks, to the point where I was thinking, okay, I guess it's time to really start getting aggressive about grants, and it's time to start writing grants, which I had never done before. And it was definitely a learning experience. But it was in writing these grants that, at first I was thinking, oh God, please help us. Like, I just don't want us to have to shut down. Like, please, I was thinking of it more from the sense of, please save us, we might not be okay. And I learned from the Alliance for Community Media conference, there was a speaker who was talking about fundraising and applying for grants, and he gave the really good advice of, people want to see sustainability and how tenable are the operations in your organization. And so people feel better about supporting a place that they know will continue to thrive. And then it was looking around, seeing what we offer, and realizing, oh my God, yeah, of course. Like, we offer so many amazing classes. I've known this from the start and have had so much fun teaching them, but I think I've had a difficult time really like working that into the language of who we are as an organization, especially when so many people see us as, just going out and shooting events and coming back and editing them. But it's so much more than that. We offer incredibly affordable classes to the community in digital animation, stop motion animation, editing, video, all this. But I think it's worth saying. I think it's a really important asset to the community. It's helped me a bunch. I've learned a lot just from teaching. I've learned a lot kind of as a student, learning under the previous executive director, Phoebe. And I think we're really valuable as a resource for our educational, offerings alone. I mean, just thinking outside of what we offer video-wise.
As you sort of leaned on Phoebe in the past to, help you get your footing, I've really appreciated these last few days to have you here helping me get my footing as the, incoming executive director. So I really, I really appreciate that. And, it's really hard for me to say goodbye. And I'm really happy that I don't have to say goodbye. Your last day as executive director is going to be on the 20th. And then your first day as a regular GATE member is going to be on the 21st. So I really appreciate that you're going to still be a part of the GATE community. And I'm also looking forward to having you over along with all the other GATE members on March 29th over at the studio where we get to talk about what our future is, because it's been 40 years. It's been a relay race, and it's longer than me and Sheila. It's a long race, and I don't think it's one that has an end point at 40. I'm looking forward to the next 40.
Thank you. I really appreciate you saying that, and wow. Don't make me cry on camera. I'm very excited to still be hanging around. I keep telling people that's another hard thing. I'm so used to leaving a job and it's just my coworkers saying, "Oh, we'll miss you." The occasional regular, "Oh, we'll miss you." But this, I feel like there have been so many people saying, "What? You can't leave?" It's just been so, I don't know, overwhelmingly sweet. I don't know what to do with this energy other than tell people, I won't be a stranger. I promise I won't be a stranger. And I really do intend on keeping to that and not being a stranger. Again, annual membership meeting is March 29th, Sunday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. I intend on being there, and I'm really looking forward to that and being hopefully an active member with GATE, but definitely not a stranger to the Greenbelt community. And I'm so excited to see what you're going to bring to Greenbelt Access. You've been great to work with as a volunteer, more than ready to pick anything up. Again, a very quick learner and a great student. And just your attention to detail, I feel like, is really going to be great for this organization. It takes a lot of love and a lot of care and a lot of appreciation for the details. That's crucial in video, and I think crucial to nonprofits. So you're going to be great.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, wait, should we do a handshake? Should we do a legit sign off of
Oh, yeah.